Hello, hello. Welcome to story time. I'm having a time with this internet. Let me see who's here. Can't see the little small. Can you see me okay, Gigi? See who we have here in story time, because I can't see that little little screen. I can't see that little screen. Okay. Let's see who we have here joining us for story time tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? We have the hardest working man in the YouTube streets, Kane E. Moore, in the building. He's actor slash basketball player slash full-time student, part-time blogger. Welcome, welcome, welcome. He says, how are you? I'm well, thanks. I hope you all enjoying your trip into Chicago. We have Shewana's creative Circle in the building. She says, hey, Deborah, glad tidings, and Kane E. Moore. We have Gigi. Gigi shouting out. Kane E. Moore says, welcome to story time. We have Machi in the building. Machi says, hello, how are you? I'm good, just watching TV in the hotel with Kane and the band. That is wonderful. We have our very own Edward Smart in the building today. Edward says, hello, Deborah. Can you all see and hear me okay? I don't see anything going up on that phone in the chat, but it just could be me. Okay, I see Kane just wrote something. Okay. We have Ty, the party night, in the building. How are you, Ty? Machi says, hello, how are you? I'm good. I just watching TV. Edward says, hey, Deborah. Ty, the party night, says hello. Gigi says, welcome to story time to Shewana. Gigi says, welcome to story time to Ty, the party night. Edward shouting out Gigi. Gigi shouting out Machi and Edward Smart. We have E. Johnson Wooten in the building tonight. How are you, sis? She says, Deborah, glad tidings. Hello. Kane Moore says, you're buffering. Am I still buffering? I know I was buffering earlier, but my laptop seems to be okay now. So I don't know. We have Angel's Army in the building tonight. Angel says, Deborah, glad tidings. Hey, Deborah, love you. I love you too, Angel. So glad that you were able to make it tonight for story time. We have E. Johnson Wootson says, Gigi Gluten-Free Lab. I was just watching videos. I hope Deborah bought some cherries to story, though, to do her challenge. Miss Wootson, I went in the store to get them cherries the other day, and them cherries was about $99 a pound. I put them back. But I may go back and get them and do it. I heard her call me out for that cherry challenge. She said, don't forget to give the host a thumbs up. Thanks for that reminder, Miss Wootson. Hey, thank you for that. E. Johnson Wootson says, Deborah, glad tidings. Are you feeling okay today? Yes, I am. I slept till about 3 o'clock this afternoon and spent the rest of the time working on my story. Yes, I'm feeling pretty good, Miss Wooten, for the most part. We have Misha Lee in the building. Misha Lee says, yes, we can see and hear you. Okay, great. Welcome, Misha. Gigi says, welcome to Misha. We have Ronan Park in the building. How are you, Ronan? I don't know if this is your first time in story time, but I certainly appreciate having you and hope that it won't be your last time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Edward says, no buffering now. Great. E. Johnson Wooten shouting out Kane E. Moore. And Misha Lee is saying hi to Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab. And Gigi says, welcome to story time to Ronan Park. So without further ado, Gigi, can I trouble you for my drink, please? Uh, uh, Ronan says, I'm good, just eating Burger King. You know, I passed Burger King the other day and I thought about it, but I hadn't eaten Burger King in so long. I was afraid to try it. So I hope your Burger King is good. So without further ado, I am going to get up and get, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to get started with my story and a bottle of water, please. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me wet my whistle and get my water ready. For some reason, my mouth get awfully dry when I'm doing story time. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our story. All right, here we go. Oh, let me minimize my screen a little bit. Okay. In Q's world, King Plov and Queen Quiche, who loved each other dearly, were just living life on one lifestyle. They were never unhappy because they were always together. Their love for each other was just key to their happiness. They were just so blessed to have each other, and they lived every day. They went hunting and fishing with their friends, Tomahawk and the Kelly girls. This was everyday life with Kelly girls, them, and their friend Tomahawk. While they fished, Tomahawk hunts coins. Each night, they would throw a ball. They didn't have only music at the ball. Silas Mukbang performed, and they listened to Dave's poems and songs, while everyone danced and ate the most delicious scones. Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab, DMV Dining Diva, and Fine as Wine Cooking Channel, along with Chef and more, were dazzling in the kitchen, doing some jazzy cooking, preparing a feast for a king. While indoor-outdoor gardener, backyard gardener, and Broadway gardener were all around the palace pruning trees, preparing for the royal festivities. But they had to be extra careful not to trigger the hedge alarm. It was the happiest kingdom around, and all these subjects: Edward Smart, Carolyn Eats All, Life with Nicole Marie, Jess Bambido, Hakeem Rosales, Ronan Park, Jay Waitford, Connor Hardy Alex, Tyler the Gamer, Living Better with Style Rucker, Chef BC Cherry Bliss VSC, It's Just Miles, Shirley May and the Willie Earl Show, Zyker Zone Timmy, Short Bus Pull Up, Misha Lee, Kane E. Moore, Ty the Party Night, Kochab Shavi, Zachary Knowles, Machi, Oliver Moore, Brand the Night Wolf, Naruto is Awesome, Christian the Superhero Boy, Picky Dale, Geeks Cosmics Entertainment, DOD, and Jonah's Game World. As told by Tina, no one ever wore a frown on their face. For this reason, the kingdom was called Happy Love. Melly Michelle, that hood girl to the hood. Now, when the wicked king, Voltron Supreme, heard of the happiness of the king, the news of his approach was soon brought to King Plob and Queen Quiche. When she heard of it, she was frightened and out of her wits, and began to cry bitterly. This news, can you all see me okay and hear me okay? Just throw something up in the stream, somebody. Team, Angel's Army, and the Foodie Squad together, bid his beautiful queen farewell, and mounted his horse and rode off into the sunset. His beautiful queen was over 50 and fantabulous, simply a sweetheart. Okay, throw something in the stream, somebody, and let me know you're still with me. Misha said I'm buffering. Mine's not buffering right now. But can you all see me okay and hear me okay? This photo says Deborah, good time on chat. Okay. Let's see. All right. Can you all see and hear me okay? I'm having a time with this internet. I'm good now. Thank you for that, Kane. Okay. He assembled his elite Delta Force team, Angel's Army, Mike 2.0, and the Foodie Squad together, bid his beautiful queen farewell, and mounted his horse and rode off into the sunset. His beautiful queen was over 50 and fantabulous, simply a sweetheart, and she had the essence of Sonia. Once he lost sight of his beautiful queen, she did nothing but cry. All she could think about was, what will become of me and my daughter, Princess Lizzy, if my husband, King Plob, is killed? From that point on, Queen Cash was sorrowful and could neither eat nor sleep. King Plob sent his glam beauty a letter every day. But one morning, as she looked out the palace window, she saw Big B, the messenger, fastly approaching. "What news do you bring, courier?" she asked. "Make haste and speak," cried Queen Quiche. But when he answered, she wasn't ready for Big B's message. "The battle is lost, my queen, and your husband, King Plob, is dead. Soon the enemy, King Voltron Supreme, will be here to take over this huge empire. So you need to get out of here with little Princess Lizzy as fast as you can." Queen Quiche knew he was the voice of reason too, but she didn't listen. In a state of hysteria, Queen Quiche and her 50-plus handmaids, Bless Rowe, Lisa Crapella, Miss Furola Sierra, Mother Teresa, Lizette Melendez, 12 Bells, Carolyn Eats All, Jacilla for Jesus, Web Savvy Cafe, Pandy Hair Candy and more, Mama Dale, Miss Gigi, Courtney the Yarn Ladies Closet, Coco Empire, Pam Money, Miss Sugar, E. Johnson Wootson, Anna Mora, Pedicure Goddess ATL, Brown Girl Bella, Iris Bradley, Tiffany Chanel, Mama Ray Ray, Lady C. Russell, Janet Ortega, ABJ Jones, Deborah Akpa, Beauty Agbatine TV, Denise, say what's on your mind, McKay. Desandra Fisher, Mary Martin Jane, Danella Griffin, Reneth Jacobson, Melody Marlendorf, Jess Teresa, Brown Milk TV, Carrie Beth, Connie Martos, and Mama Bear of 4, who certainly understood her position, all retreated to the Queen's bedroom in Shewana's creative circle, and they all just stood around her weeping and wailing. Suddenly, there arose a loud noise and a lot of confusion. They knew at once that the enemy, King Voltron Supreme, had arrived. They could hear him stomping about the palace, questioning her subjects about King Keisha's whereabouts. Then her ladies put Princess Lizzy in her arms, covered her from head to toe with bedcloth, placed them in a nearby closet, and then ran for their lives. Queen Quiche stood there scared and hoping she would not be discovered. Finally, the wicked King Voltron Supreme stormed into the room, and in a rage because Queen Quiche would not answer him when he called, he tore back her silken coverings, opened the closet, and tore off her lace cap. When her hair came tumbling down, he wound his hand up in it, dragged her out of the closet, and threw her over his shoulder, carrying her like a sack of potatoes. Queen Quiche held Princess Lizzy tight in her arms and begged for mercy, but the wicked King Voltron Supreme only laughed and made fun of her because it amused him. He mounted his great horse and rode back to his own country. When he got there with his men, NBRS Commander, Grill Sergeant, and Isaac Lee Diplomat, he declared that he would have Queen Kesh change her name to the Ram Queen and have her and Princess Lizzy imprisoned. His courtiers said that would be a pity because when the baby grew up, she would make a wonderful wife for the king's only son, Fresh Prince. King Voltron Supreme thought about it for a while and then seemed rather pleased with that idea. So instead, he shut Queen Quiche up in a room in the highest part of a tower with limited physical comforts. Then he sent for Seven Legs Fairy, who lived near his kingdom, because she reviews everything. After receiving her with more politeness than usual, he and his staff entertained her and presented her with a scrumptious feast, and then he took her up to see Queen Quiche. Seven Legs Fairy was so touched by the sight of her misery that when she kissed Queen Quiche's hand, she whispered, "May I put my 2 cents in, madame? I think I have a plan to help you out." Queen Quiche was a little comforted by those words, and she received her graciously and begged her to take pity upon Princess Lizzy, who had been met with such a sudden reverse of fortune. King Voltron Supreme got very angry when he saw them whispering together and yelled out, "End the conversation with her, madame. I brought you here to tell me if the child will grow up pretty and fair like her mother." Seven Legs Fairy answered that Princess Lizzy would be as pretty and clever and well brought up as it was possible to be. King Voltron Supreme growled and said to Queen Quiche, "It was lucky for you that it was so, because she would have been punished if it were not. Then he stormed off, taking Seven Lakes Ferry with him, and leaving Queen Quiche in tears. How can I wish my little daughter to grow up pretty if she is to be married to that horrible little man's son? She said to herself, but if she were ugly, we would both be killed. If only I could hide her away somewhere so that King Voltron Supreme might not find her. As the days went on, Queen Quiche and and Princess Lizzy grew thinner and thinner, for their hard-hearted jailer gave them only 3 boiled peas and a tiny morsel of bread to eat every day. They were always hungry because of it. At last, one evening, as Queen Quiche sat at her spinning wheel, she saw Oreo Mouse 8888 creep out of a hole and said to it, "Little creature, what are you coming to look for? I only have 3 peas for my day's provision, so unless you wish to fast, you must go elsewhere to seek food." But Oreo Mouse 8888 ran here and there, and then began to dance. So Queen Quiche gave it her last pea, which she was saving for her own dinner, saying, "Here, little one, eat it up. I have nothing better to offer you. This isn't even enough. But I gave this willingly in return for the amusement you gave me." Suddenly there laid upon the floor a delicious little roast porridge and 2 dishes of preserved fruit. "Truly," she said, "a kind action never goes unrewarded." And she and Princess Lizzy ate their supper with great satisfaction. And then Queen Quiche gave what was left to Oreo Mouse 8888, who danced better than ever afterwards. The next morning came the jailer with Queen Quiche's allowance of dinner, which he brought in upon a large dish, which made the 3 peas look even smaller. As soon as he set it down, the little mouse rushed and ate it all up. So Queen Quiche wanted her dinner. There was nothing left for her. Then she was quite provoked and said, "What a bad little beast, Oreo Mouse 8888, you are. If it goes on like this, I shall surely starve." When she glanced at the dish again, it was covered with all sorts of nice things to eat, and Queen Quiche made a very good dinner and was super smiley over it. Afterwards, as she sat at her spinning wheel, she began to consider what would happen if Princess Lizzy didn't grow up pretty enough to please King Voltron Supreme. And she said to herself, "Oh, if I could only think of some way of escaping." As she spoke, she saw Oreo Mouse 8888 playing in a corner with some long straws. Queen Quiche took them and began to braid them up, saying, "If only I had enough straws, I would make a basket with them and let my Princess Lizzy down in a basket to any kind passerby who would take care of her." Not only was she a queen, but she was also a creative mom. By the time the straws were all plaited, Oreo Mouse 8888 had dragged in more and more until Queen Kesh had plenty to make her basket. And she worked at it day and night while Oreo Mouse 8888 danced for her amusement. And at dinner and supper time, Queen Quiche gave it the 3 peas and the bit of black bread and always found something good in the dish in their return. She really could not imagine where all the nice things came from. Finally, when the basket was finished, Queen Quiche was looking out of the window to see how long a cord she must make to lower it to the bottom of the tower, when she noticed Frugal Granny, who was leaning upon her stick and looking up at her. Presently she said, pleasantly she said, "I know your trouble, madame. If you like, I can help you." "Oh, my dear friend," said Queen Quiche, "if you really wish to be of use to me, you will come at the time that I will appoint, and I will let down Princess Lizzy in a basket. If you will take her and bring her up for me, when I am rich, I will reward you handsomely." "I don't care about the reward," said Frugal Granny, "but there is one thing I should like. You must know that I am very particular about what I eat. And if there is one thing that I fancy above all things, it is a plump, tender little mouse. If there is such a thing in your care, just throw it down to me. And in return, I will promise that Princess Lizzy shall be well taken care of." Queen Quiche, when she heard this, didn't answer. Frugal Granny, after waiting a few minutes, asked her, "What's the problem?" She responded, "This I cannot do. There is only Oreo Mouse 8888 in here, and that is such a dear little creature that I cannot bear to think of it being someone's dinner." "What?" cried Frugal Granny in a rage. "Do you care more for a miserable mouse than your own daughter?" Queen Quiche said, "Princess Lizzy is God's child, and I know that God's in control and God loves me, so he will make other provisions." "Why," said Queen Quiche, "goodbye, madam. I leave you to enjoy its company, and for my own part I thank my stars that I can get plenty of mice without troubling you to give them to me," cried Frugal Granny. She hobbled off grumbling and growling. As for Queen Quiche, she was so disappointed that despite finding a better dinner than usual and seeing Oreo Mouse 8888 dancing in its merriest way, she could not do anything other than cry. That night, when Princess Lizzy was fast asleep, she packed her into the basket and wrote on a note of paper, "This unhappy little girl is called Princess Lizzy." Then she pinned it to her robe. And then very sadly she began to shut the basket. Suddenly Oreo Mouse 8888 sprang into it and sat on Princess Lizzy's pillow. "Ah, little one," said Queen Quiche, "it cost me dear to save your life. How shall I know now whether my darling Princess Lizzy will be taken care of? Anyone else would have let the greedy Frugal Granny have you and eat you up, but I could not bear that thought." Suddenly Oreo Mouse 8888 answered, Believe me, madame, I understand there's nothing like a mama's touch, but you will never repent on your kindness. Queen Quiche was immensely astonished as she watched Oreo Mouse 8888 suddenly grow tall and began to speak. She also saw its little sharp nose transform into a beautiful face, and its paws turn into hands and feet. Queen Quiche recognized that it was Seven Legs Fairy, who had come with the wicked king Voltron Supreme to visit her. Seven Legs Fairy smiled at her astonished look and said, I wanted to see if you were faithful and capable of feeling a real friendship for me. For you see, we fairies are rich in everything but friends, and those are hard to find. This was mind crafted and some creative thinking. It is not possible that you should want for friends, you charming creature, said Queen Quiche, kissing her. Indeed, it is so, said Seven Legs Fairy. For those who are only friendly with me for their own advantage, I do not count as friends. But when you cared for the poor little Oreo Mouse 8888, when you knew you had everything to gain by turning me over to Frugal Granny, to test you further, I took the form of the Frugal Granny, whom you talked to from the window, and then I was convinced that you really loved me. Then turning to Princess Lizzy, she kissed her rosy little lips 3 times, saying, Dear little one, I promise that you shall be richer than your father and shall live 100 years, always pretty and happy, without fear or old age and wrinkles. So that concludes our story for tonight. Let's see who walked in while I was reading the story. Let me go back to also. Let me find what I'm looking for here. Okay, let's see if I can back up to where, because I don't want to miss anybody. On and buffering, yeah. Okay, I think I came in after Miss Full Roller. The Dancing Diva came in. So Mike 2.0 says, I'm still here. Thank you for that, Mike, and thank everyone for bearing with me through my technical difficulties. Katie Moore says, you good now? Miss Full Roller says, no, we can't. Gigi's shouting out. Miss Full Roller says, welcome to story time. She says, AKA the Dancing Diva. Carnal Maynard says, hello, everyone. Edward Smart says, hey, Miss Full Roller. Jay Waitford says, hey, and how's everyone? Shewana's Creative Circle shouting out Jay Waitford. We have World 2 Ralph in the building. World 2 Ralph says, hello, and how are you? We have Deborah Akpa in the building, says, hello to everyone. Shewana says she named everyone. Good job. Gigi says, welcome to story time to Jay Waitford, Deborah Akpa, and World Tour Ralph. Uh-oh, we have a super chat in the building. Let me play my song. Hey, and you know what that means. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. And you know what that means. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Over 50 and Fantabulous for that super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Deborah Akpa shouting out. Gigi Shiwana shouting out. Deborah Akpa. Deborah shouting out Shiwana. Miss E. Johnson Woodson is shouting out. Over 50 and Fantabulous says awesome super chat. Shiwana shouting out over 50 and Fantabulous. Over 50 and Fantabulous says blessings to all. And hi to Shiwana. Gigi through over 50 and Fantabulous link in the stream. Thank you for that, Gigi. We have Samantha's Life in the building. How are you, Samantha? She says hello, host and chat. Thumbs up. I'm in the ads. Thank you for coming in. We appreciate you. I don't remember if this is your first time in story time, but I certainly welcome you and hope it won't be your last. We have Christian the Superhero Boy in the building. How are you, Christian the Superhero Boy? I don't know at what point you walked in, but I hope you caught your cameo. Gigi says, welcome to story time to Samantha Life and to Christian the Superhero Boy. Samantha's Life shouting out Gigi. Connor Maynard is shouting out Gigi. Zachary Knowles says, hello, guys. Naruto is awesome in the building. Says, what's up? Followed by Oliver Moore. Hello. How are you, Zachary, Connor, and Oliver? Glad you came in to join us for story time. Shiwana shouting out Naruto is awesome. Gigi saying, welcome to Connor Maynard. And she's shouting out Zachary Knowles. Kane E. Moore shouting out Aiden. Naruto is awesome says, what's up, Kane, my buddy? Naruto is awesome says, what's up, Creative Circle? Edward Smart says, amen. Gigi says, great story with so many great characters. Yes, that was a lot of YouTubers, and I'll go back and tell you the names of them all, because I'm sure you probably don't know some of the names are actually YouTubers. Thank you for that, Gigi. Shiwana says that was a good one tonight. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Shiwana. Shiwana shouting out Gigi's gluten-free. Samantha's Life says lovely story. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Samantha. Edward Smart says great story. It's always nice to get a mention in one of your stories. Yes, you are certainly welcome, Edward. Uh-oh. There it is. What that means? I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. Cha-ching. Cha-ching. Hey. What that means? Somebody cares about me. I got a super chat. Somebody cares about me. Thank you for that super chat, Misha Lee. I appreciate you. Says for some of those $99 cherries. That's right, Misha Lee. Thank you so much. We got 12 L's in the building. She's singing and waving. 12 L's, I don't know. Did you get here in time to hear this story? You missed your cameo. All right, I'm going to tell you all, everybody who was in the story. It was a lot of people. We got NQ's World. King Plov, Queen Quiche, Just Living Life, On One Lifestyle, Just Key, Just So Blessed, Be Love's Life, Everyday Life with Kelly Girls, Tomahawk Hunts Coins, Only Music, Silly's Mukbang, Dave's Poems and Songs, Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab, DMV Dining Diva, Finest Wine Cooking Channel, Chef and More, Dazzling in the Kitchen, Jazzy Cooking, indoor-outdoor gardener, backyard gardener, Broadway gardener, hedge alarm, Edward Smart, Carolyn Eats All, Life with Nicole Marie, Jess Bambido, Akeem Rosales, Ronan Park, Jay Waitford, Connor Maynard, Corbin Besson, Rockstar Party Alex, Tyler the Gamer, Living Better with Style Rucker, Chef BC Cherry Bliss VSC, It's Just Miles, Shirley Mae and the Willie Earl Show, Zicker Zone Timmy, Short Bus Pull Up, Kane E. Moore, Ty the Party Night, Kovat Shavit, Kovat Shavit, Machi, Zachary Knowles, Oliver Moore, Brandon Night Wolf, Naruto is Awesome, Christian the Superhero Boy, Picky Dale, Geeks Cosmic Entertainment, DOD, Jonah's Game World, As Told by Tina, Happy Lux, Voltron Supreme, Super Smiley, Pablo Sniper, and Pistol Pete, Baja Wildman, NY Beast 360, Ice Heart, Destroyer 1320, Smelly Michelle, Vibing with the Rude Girl 72, That Hood Girl to the Hood, Cozy Relaxation, Thursday Vibes, This Is Our Life, Just Relax Now, Elite Delta Force, Angels Army, Foodie Squad, Over 50 and Fantabulous, Simply a Sweetheart, The Essence of Sonia, Beautiful Queen, Princess Lizzy, Glam Beauty, Big B Message, Huge Empire, Voice of Reason 2, 50 Plus, Bless Row, Lisa Crapella, Miss Furola Sierra, Mother Teresa, Lizette Melendez, our very own 12 Veils, Jasilla for Jesus. Hey, 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 we also have Web Savvy Cafe, Pandy Hair Candy and more, Mama Dale, Miss Gigi, and Courtney the Yarn Ladies Closet, Coco Empire, Pam Money, Miss Sugar, E. Johnson Woodson, Anna Mora, Pedicure Goddess ATL, Brown Girl Bella, Iris Bradley, Tiffany Chanel, Mama Ray Ray, Lady C. Russell, Janet Ortega, ABJ Jones, Deborah Akpa, Beauty Agbatine TV, Denise Say What's on Your Mind McKay, Desandra Fisher, Mary Martin Jane, Daniela Griffin, Reneth Jacobson, Melody Marlindorf, Jess Teresa, Brown Milk TV, Carrie Beth, Connie Martos, Mama Bear 4, Shewana's Creative Circle, NBRS Commander, Grill Sergeant, Isaac Lee Diplomat, Ram Queen, Fresh Prince, and he uses a number 3 for his E's in fresh and in Prince. She reviews everything. And the most used fairy in the YouTube streets, 7 Legs Fairy. Oreo Mouse 8888. Super Smiley. Creative Mom. Frugal Granny. God's Child. God's in control and God loves me. Mama's Touch. Mindcrafted. Creative Thinking. So those were all the YouTubers featured in our story tonight. Let's see who else walked in while I was reading. So 12 Bells is dancing her way in, says, I missed the story. I'll catch the replay. 12 Bells, that's the story of your life. Gigi says, welcome to Storytime 12 Bells. 12 Bells shouting out Gigi. Edward Smart shouting out 12 Bells and said you made it. 12 Bells, we appreciate you, darling. And we know you'll catch it on replay. And 12 Bells shouting out Edward Smart, and Kane E. Moore is laughing and says 12 Bells, catch it on replay. 12 Bells shouting out Kane. Kane E. Moore says, what Bells? 12 Bells says, I'm just saying, hi Kane. Kane says, oh, hey Bells. And that concludes our story for tonight. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I take it we didn't have any birthdays in the building tonight to celebrate in this Leo season, if it's still the Leo season. But anyways, I thank you all for joining me in story time. I'm not going to prolong the time. I'm so glad that you all stopped by to see me. I never take it for granted because there's so many other things you could have been doing instead of hanging out with me in story time. So I certainly appreciate it. Misha Lee says, have a good night all. Thank you, Misha Lee, again for coming. Kane, you and your pack, y'all stay safe. Miss Furrow say it is Virgo season now. Thank you for that update, Miss Furrow. So the next birthday time when we celebrate, we will be celebrating the Virgo season. So I'm going to call it a night. Always remember, until we meet again, may his peace be with you. Story time is every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So I will see you all at the next story time. I love you all. Always remember, I have a will to live. Good night.